From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on your MTN statewide news on this Monday. I'm Andrea Lutz. Days after he threatened to derail the coronavirus relief package unless Congress increased stimulus payments, President Donald Trump abruptly changed course and signed that massive bipartisan bill. The funding package provides economic help to millions of struggling Americans while avoiding a government shutdown. Bafta Yima reports from Capitol Hill, where the House is expected to vote on a separate bill today to increase those stimulus payments.
Hours after President Trump was seen at his Palm Beach golf course, came official word that he signed the massive $900 billion coronavirus relief bill. The legislation includes stimulus checks and extensions of federal unemployment benefits and eviction protection.
It's called the COVID relief bill.
It was a sudden shift. Just hours earlier, the president had retweeted a video of his demand to raise stimulus payments.
I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple.
In a statement, the president insisted that lawmakers take action on several of his top priorities, including holding a vote on increasing payments, reviewing protections for tech companies, and looking into election fraud. The House had already planned to vote today on a standalone bill to increase stimulus payments.
The Senate will come to order.
But it's expected to go nowhere in the Republican-controlled Senate. And because the president waited until Sunday to approve the relief package, more than 14 million Americans will lose a week's worth of unemployment benefits. Bofta Imam, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, the House is expected to consider overriding President Trump's veto of the National Defense Authorization Act today, and the president vetoed that bill last week, calling it a gift to China and Russia. The president asked lawmakers to include limits on social media companies and get rid of provisions that allow for the renaming of military bases that honor Confederate leaders. December is shaping up to be the deadliest month of the entire COVID-19 pandemic. Experts saying, though, it could get worse. More than 64,000 Americans have died from the virus just this month. However, the CDC says 2 million vaccine doses were administered in the United States, but everyone should continue to follow local health orders. And we do want to let you know, here in Montana, health officials report an increase of 410 COVID-19 cases in our state just yesterday, and a decrease of 449 active cases. In addition, there's been 11 new deaths related to the virus, those coming from Silver Bow, Yellowstone, Jefferson, and Dawson counties. In all, Montana is reporting over 80,000 cases, with 973 dying from the virus so far this year. Dr. Anthony Fauci says there's a chance we will see another surge of the coronavirus coming out of the Christmas and New Year's holidays. Fauci also saying the worst days of the pandemic are still ahead of us, not behind. The U.S. averaging nearly 200,000 new daily cases over the past week. Those with the drug maker AstraZeneca say they're confident their vaccine will work against the COVID-19 variant being seen right now in the United Kingdom. The CEO says the team of researchers have a winning formula. AstraZeneca's vaccine is about 70% effective compared to the vaccine developed by Pfizer, which is proven to be about 95% effective. The pandemic is forcing older Americans into an early retirement. Economists saying the number is up more than 50% since the pandemic. If retirees don't return to the job market, they'll fall into a category of permanent job loss, which impacts economic growth. So much news out there, but we always want to hear about the weather. That's where we bring in Ed McIntosh. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Andrea. We've got a pleasant start to the day across most of the area, although it's been chilly. Let's take a look and see what we could expect as we go through the week. Western Montana, more likely to see some snow showers develop during the week, but warming and windy conditions across the eastern plains. A few areas, particularly around the Jefferson River, we could even have some problems with ice jams. And I just wanted to share a bit of video. This is a time lapse from around the Billings area from this morning. As the fog started to lift, it revealed some patchy areas of light snow down below it as we started to get into about mid-morning. Now that the snow has ended and the fog has started to lift, here's a current shot. You can see how the snow is already gone. We'll show you how the rest of the week's forecast is going to shape up in a few minutes.
All right, Ed, thanks for Billings police are investigating a shooting at a local bar. Early Sunday morning, they say a suspect fired multiple shots at Shooter's Bar and Casino. That's at 1600 Avenue D. But nobody was injured. There's no word, though, on if somebody is in custody or what has led to that shooting, according to police. Bozeman is currently searching for its new police chief, and those charged with finding that new chief say the role should make Bozeman a more equitable and inclusive place to live. The city of Bozeman says they're listening to groups who've been active and engaged in the search by building a candidate profile and communicating directly with city officials about expectations. Missoula Mayor John Engen says he plans to keep a close eye on actions taken by the newly elected Republican-controlled legislature and governorship. The Missoula Current reports Engen expects to play defense in some areas during the upcoming session. He says he doesn't want to lose ground when it comes to the local control of revenues, and he doesn't want to rely on property taxes to operate essential services. Republicans have signaled they'd cap the use of tax increment financing. With a new bill that is preventing a government shutdown now officially signed by President Trump, this means the Montana Water Rights Protection Act is now officially law. As a part of the new law, the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes will take control of the National Bison Range. The tribe had been in a legal battle for more than 50 years trying to gain control of that range. Their opponents questioned their qualifications to manage the bison and other wildlife there, but tribal officials say no one is more qualified than the original inhabitants of the land.
This is such great news going into the holiday season and the new year. And I'm sure that the elders who participated in the negotiations over the past years are doing a victory dance in heaven right now.
The National Bison Range is one of the most popular tourism spots in the state, and the tribe says it will remain open to the public. Leaders say they'll work out details of a transition from the Fish and Wildlife Service in the coming weeks. We do have more news ahead on today's New News, including this: stories from inside the boundaries of Glacier National Park, right to your ear. We'll take you inside the making of a new Ranger podcast. But first, Ed is back in with a look at that statewide weather forecast.